welcome to Who Are You? The Bobcats You Know, the Stories You Don't. I'm your host, Joel Vanner, inside the podcast studio at Quinnipiac University School of Communications. And I'm joined today by my guest, Victoria Caputo. Victoria, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, Victoria, I don't know if you've seen an episode of our show before, but I asked my guest the same first question, and that is, who are you?
It's a scary question to be asked. Currently, I am a 2L full-time law student at Quinnipiac University School of Law.
And you are from New Jersey.
Yes.
So let's stick with New Jersey. Growing up, you grew up in New Jersey?
Yep.
Tell me about Victoria growing up. What were you interested in? Set the scene for us.
Yeah, similar to who I am today, I was interested in almost everything. I had two older brothers, so everything they were doing, I wanted to also do that.
Probably competitive?
Oh, absolutely,
okay.
yes.
I Still competitive?
Yeah, still have that. I was interested in sports. My brothers played hockey, so when I was really little, I would just watch hockey. I wanted to play hockey, but my parents put me in figure skating for a little bit. I love the hockey team here at Quinnipiac. That's one of the things that brought me here. And then I went into dance, cheer, gymnastics, softball, basketball. I basically did everything you can do.
Yeah.
And then as I grew up, I stuck with cheerleading, dance till about the 8th grade, but I cheered all throughout high school, and I just loved being a part of a team and learning new things.
Speaking about being a part of a team, you joined a mock trial team when you were in the 4th grade?
Yes.
Is that where your interest for law came from, or tell me about that?
Yeah, I can't remember the first time where I was like, I want to be a lawyer, but I knew from when I was a little girl that's just always something I wanted to do. And we had the law fair club in the 4th grade, and the teacher was just so positive and passionate about it that I was like, she's so kooky. I kind of want to see what
There's
this
gotta
is
be
about.
something there.
Yeah, I was like, why is this so interesting to her? And so I joined the practice, and my friends did it with me. We all got a little script, and we just recently found it. It was a tort case about Judy L. Tripp, and she tripped over somebody's little remote control car. And
Classic.
Yeah, it was silly. And I just remember going there. My dad came to watch me, and I got to stand up in the courtroom and talk and, say my little script. And I just loved that. Fell in love with public speaking. Although I was always a little hesitant towards it because it was scary and intimidating. So I knew I wanted to do it, but I always had that doubt of like, should I do that?
You mentioned before your brothers play hockey. Hockey is one of your favorite sports, and we have an awesome hockey team here at Quinnipiac. So tell us about your journey to Quinnipiac following graduation from high school.
Yeah, so I came here October of my senior year to tour with my parents. I fell in love with the campus. It was beautiful, and I loved that there was a hockey team. And then ultimately I came here my freshman year of college, and it was COVID, so I ended up transferring to a private institution in Miami, Florida. But before I transferred, I went and visited the law school campus here because our meal plan, we were able to use our Q card in the bookstore, which was a plus.
Something different. Go over to the North Haven campus. It's beautiful over there, too.
Yes, I wanted to see what they had, and ultimately there was a quarter zip that said School of Law, and we got to walk around, see the courtroom, and I was like, just like taken back, like, wow, this is gorgeous and beautiful. And so although I ended up leaving, I always said, like, I'm going to come back here. And I even wore my quarter zip that says Quinnipiac School of Law when I took my LSAT, just to be a little corny, I like to do that.
That's big, though. You came to the bookstore on the North Haven campus. You bought a Quinnipiac quarter zip, and when you were taking your LSAT, you wore it to bring you good luck because you knew Quinnipiac Law was the place you wanted to go. What was kind of your mindset when you were preparing for the LSAT and then preparing to pick a law school?
Yes, so my mindset definitely isn't the traditional one. I knew I always wanted to go to law school, but I just, again, didn't know if that's where I should end up. So I said, I'm going to take the LSAT once. If I do good, I'll go. If I don't,
just looking for signs from the universe.
It's not my calling, yeah. And so then I did pretty well without studying, but then I was mad at myself. I'm like, you know what, let me give it another shot. I'll study, get a better score. So I did end up taking it twice. But my mindset during that sort of went back to freshman year of college of who I was then. And the person I was when I started here is not the person that I came back as, which I appreciate a lot. But I did take my first law course here my freshman year of undergrad, criminal law, on a Thursday night, I believe. And I just loved it. And I knew the class size, the environment, the community, everything that Quinnipiac offered was where I wanted to end up and come back as a different version of myself. And I think I would appreciate it more second time around. And ultimately, one of the professors that I had here, I met at a networking event at a law school, and he's now a judge. And when he taught me, he was a prosecutor, I believe. So it was just a big full circle moment everywhere I turned, and I just really appreciated that.
And now you're a 2L, so you're in your second year of law school. What has been, what's the adjustment been like, adjusting to law school, a place that you weren't quite sure if you were going to end up there, depending on how you did it on the LSAT, and you took advantage of the opportunity and you're here. So what's that adjustment been like for you?
Yeah, the adjustment is crazy. I don't think I knew what I was getting myself in for. Law school is a completely different ball game. And the first year, I can't even remember everything. I just know that I gave every second my all. Like, I have never worked harder for something. And I think when you really do want something and you feel you weren't the type of person this was designed for, and then you want to prove it to yourself, like, I can really do it. I did really lean into me as a little girl a lot. Like, why did I want to come here? Mm-hmm. Why did I make this life sacrifice almost? Like, why am I here and why am I doing this to myself? And I think it's really important to just be grateful every single day through it, because it's something that I would have never expected. The work ethic that law students have is really admirable. And to be able to say myself that I'm a law student and I'm halfway done,
that's
more
big.
than halfway done, is something I'm very proud of.
We had the dean of the School of Law, Brian Gallay, on an episode of the podcast. He talked a lot about the community and the culture that they're building at the School of Law.
Yeah.
On the podcast topic, you are a podcast host, a seasoned podcast host. Tell us about your podcast and what the intention behind the creation of that was.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a co-host. My co-host, Sophia Molesky, is also a 2L at Quinnipiac School of Law. And we started the Law School Diaries because we felt we weren't the traditional law students, and we wanted to show other students this can be you too. You don't have to get straight A's your whole life, your whole family is lawyers, and you're just sort of following that. We're both first-generation law students who had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And we're also a little silly. We know when to be professional, when we must be, but, we are still who we are and who we always were. And so we wanted to incorporate, being clueless sometimes is okay, because you're going to figure it out. Making mistakes is okay. Trying new things, whether you like them or not, is still, part of the process. And just really always being your most authentic self is a way to thrive in this environment. You should never change yourself for somebody else. And so we share our process, experience, everything through the podcast.
We are human. The faculty in the School of Law are human, and in the Career Development Office that are there to help you. Mm-hmm. You've worked closely with Sheila Hare on the Human Trafficking Prevention Project.
Yeah.
You are the president of that project. Tell us about that project and how that's helped you connect what you're learning in the classroom and help other law students understand the importance of what the project's about.
Yeah, absolutely. So I, of course, always wanted to be involved in everything, and I can't really join a sports team at the School of Law, although we do have volleyball and soccer, just not what I want to do. And so I dove into all organizations that we have. So specifically the Human Trafficking Prevention Project, I went to an event my first year, and they ultimately said, do you want to become a trainer? And they taught us all about human trafficking, what it is. And my favorite movie when I was little was Taken. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Is
that the one with Liam Neeson?
It is. Okay. When she goes to Paris. So I've always been interested in crime.
There's also a 2 and a 3, I think.
There is 3.
Okay.
And so I just loved that. And they taught me in the first meeting, that's not, realistic. And so these are other ways. Law and Order
isn't.
Yeah. Some things are, but some things aren't. And so this is the first time where I kind of separated, the media showing me what law school is to, okay, I'm really in it now and I'm going to learn. So they showed us the basics and said, do you want to become a trainer? And so ultimately I did the training, and then we train different schools or companies, just people in the surrounding areas, about what human trafficking is, what to look for. And Professor Hare is so passionate about it. And almost, now that I'm thinking about it, is as quirky as my 4th grade teacher. She's just so into it and passionate about it. And that draws you in and makes you want to learn, like, what is she talking about and how do I talk like that, And she runs the immigration clinic or civil justice clinic, at Quinnipiac School of Law. I'm not a part of the clinic, but a lot of Human Trafficking Prevention Project members are a part of the clinic, and it's just an overall great experience all around.
There are a lot of organizations within the School of Law to join. There are also a lot of opportunities to go abroad, such as a trip to Ireland, which I hear you're considering.
I just committed yesterday.
You just committed
to
yesterday.
It.
So tell us about that experience and how that's contributing to your law education. And what field of law are you pursuing?
Yeah, so right now, I've always wanted to do criminal.
Okay.
That's just where I was interested in. Law and order, Taken, all of that jazz. And I externed last semester with the state's attorney's office in Hartford.
And that's like an internship type scenario?
Yeah, so I'm an internship, but I get class credits for it.
Okay.
And so that was my first time on the prosecutor side. I always said, I'll do criminal defense. That's where I thought I wanted to be. And then I loved that. So I don't know if that's what side I'll end up. I'm still in between. But going into Ireland, that's also something I've never really thought I would do. So studying abroad has always had my attention, but I was like, I would never do that. You want me to go across the country for months? I don't know if I would be able to handle that. But Quinnipiac offers a 5-week program. And I said, okay, I think I could handle 5 weeks. And so I'll be taking 6 credits, which is the max you can take, but you can take 2, 4, or 6. I'm just going to take 6 because why not? I'm already going to be over there. And the schedule is great. We have 3 different classes. 2 of them are from Ireland professors at Trinity College through the partnership. And then 1 professor from Quinnipiac, Professor Unger, will teach international data privacy. And so from my understanding, we also get to see all of the courts in Ireland, such as the Supreme Court, the criminal courts, where barristers are trained, all of that. And so while I'll go to school, I also get to learn about the culture and specifically the lawyer culture over there, which is different from here, from my understanding today. So I'm very excited for that.
How have all these opportunities that you've been able to take advantage of and ones that you will soon experience over in Ireland help prepare you for your future as a lawyer? How are they all coming together for you?
Yeah, I think challenging yourself and stepping out of your comfort zone is the most important thing for me, because you think you can do something, but then you never try it. So then it's like, how do you know if you can? And so I've recently just been trying everything at Quinnipiac. They have so much to offer, and I'm like, I want to try it all and see what fits best for me. And like I mentioned before, sometimes trying things is helpful because if you don't like it, then you know you don't like it. And you step away from that and go try something else. Or if you do like it, you stick with it. And so stepping out of your comfort zone and seeing what you're capable of, to me, is so important to see where you want to end up. And something about a law degree that I appreciate is you're never stuck anywhere. So if I want to do criminal today, I could do contracts tomorrow. And although that might be hard to find a job, you still always have that power of you can switch. And so during my time here, I want to try it all and see it all so that, I have a little background in everything.
And the faculty here, because the cohorts are on the smaller side, you can even maybe reach out to a faculty member who has experience in that area, catch up with them for office hours, even if you're not taking a class from them, right?
Oh, absolutely. The professors there are fabulous. When I applied here, they said, your professors treat you as colleagues. And I just never really understood that. I was like, what? And then when I stepped in, they really do treat you like that. You're all part of the community. And, as much as you can learn from them, they can learn from you. And it really is an awesome dynamic with the professors.
So last question, Victoria. Any advice you may offer a student who's considering going to law school, whether right after their undergraduate experience or maybe wanting to return a little bit later in life to law school? Maybe study for the LSAT, although you don't know. What other piece of advice would you give them now 2 years in?
Yeah, I have so much advice to give. But recently I just traveled with the moot court competition team, and that was just an amazing experience. We advanced to the semifinals, and I just never thought that I would be able to do something like that. And so I would say step out of your comfort zone and join either mock trial and moot court, because that's where you get the hands-on legal experience, and you might just surprise yourself.
Victoria, thank you so much for joining me on the show, and I hope some of our listeners take a listen to your podcast and find out what it's like applying and being in law school.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share, and find other episodes on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Until next time, when I ask my next guest, who are you? I'm Joel Vanner. Bye for now.